Good morning, America. This is Ryan with Mindful Mail. One more time, we're going to continue our series this morning or afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in, about healing America and rebuilding unity in a genuine, authentic, sustainable way. We're not going to be like bullshit politicians thinking that policies and lies are going to heal us. No, we're actually going to do the inner work that's necessary to heal this country. It is our belief and our experience in our daily lives that the more we do for ourselves on a spiritual level, the more we heal our communities on a spiritual level. If you have 100 people full of resentment and hate living in the same vicinity of one another, that area will become crime-ridden, full of destruction, disparity, and otherwise unlivable by healthy individuals. However, if you were to take those same 100 people, teach them mindfulness, how to cultivate peace and harmony in their lives, their community would transform into something beautiful, peaceful, and helpful to those around them. I don't think anyone can debate that fact. I'd like to start by sharing with you my experience this morning in meditation, because I am still a human being. I still struggle with conflict inside. I still have anger. I experience anxiety and fear. So it is my duty to take care of myself on a daily basis and make sure that those emotions don't impact those around me. That is my job as a responsible human being. To do that, I meditate several times a day. These are not grandiose meditations. I do not always sit on a pillow, cross-legged on the floor, although I sometimes do. A lot of times I lay flat on my back and think about concepts like unity, peace, and wholeness. And I let those words filter down into my heart. And by doing so, I begin replacing feelings of isolation and loneliness with compassion, unity, and togetherness. It is our job to build these things within us. It's our job to cultivate these things within us. I find it very helpful to have spiritual literature available to me. I find having a Kindle on my phone full of literature that is spiritual in nature, that is healing in nature, to be very useful. And I find adding all those things together has helped me to produce a better quality of life. Not just for me, but for everyone I come in contact to. This morning, my experience came after reading a pamphlet that comes from Paramahansa Yogananda. I am 100% sure I pronounced his first name wrong. I am not good at Sanskrit, and it's very difficult for me, and I just do my best, and that's okay. This pamphlet is called The Law of Abundance. You can find this pamphlet at the Self-Realization Fellowship website, and you can purchase this pamphlet for a very affordable rate, and I highly recommend it. The Law of Abundance, the title suggests material wealth. And while that is true, he talks about material success in this pamphlet. He also discusses mental abundance and spiritual abundance. And he brings them back to a unwritten law of life that deep within all things is a state of abundance. My experience today in meditation after reading a page of this pamphlet was after I was able to focus and concentrate my attention between my eyebrows and my forehead, that the material world, as my friend Chuck Chamberlain says, is just as real as it's supposed to be. But it is not the ultimate reality. The ultimate reality that we live in is a reality of unity. We are all connected, we are all one, and we all live together in that reality. But we have become delusioned by the material world and by media, the things we digest in our brains, our friends, our family, our society, to forget this underlying unity of consciousness that lives within all of us. It is our job to connect to that state of mind and that state of being to move forward in the life that we want to see. So today, after experiencing what I did in meditation, this deepening of connection to that reality, I decided it would be best for me just to do a study on this pamphlet, because like I've said many times over, these episodes for Mindful Male are all based out of experience. If something gives me value in my daily life, I share it with you. If something turns out to be bullshit, I do not share it with you. But there may come a time, and I think it would be really funny, that I do share the shit that doesn't work and make fun of it horribly. It'd be very amusing. Today, we're just going to read the pamphlet, Law of Abundance. We're not going to delve deeply into some of the word choices Mr. Yogananda uses. We're not going to delve deeply into some of the concepts he subscribes. But we will be doing that to further our video series on healing America and building unity within ourselves, because I believe this pamphlet alone could be the key to that. So let us begin. This is the pamphlet, Law of Abundance, Paramahansa Yogananda, founder of Self-Realization Fellowship, 1893-1952. That's when he was born, and that's when he died. The Law of Abundance. Oh, here's a picture of Mr. Yogananda. I used to go to his temple, Self-Realization Temple in Berkeley, California. Next, I would say his temple was my favorite. The next temple was the Denver Buddhist temple. There's a Japanese Buddhist temple in Denver. I loved that temple until the Sofu retired, or the teacher retired, and some annoying white progressive woman took over the teaching and, in my opinion, destroyed what that temple had to offer in their teachings. The Law of Abundance. The Horn of Plenty Savings Plan will help you to manifest material and spiritual abundance through realization of your oneness with the Spirit, the universal source of all life and all supply. Realization comes through developing the habit of right prayer and right meditation. The horn of plenty bank is a symbol of the unlimited supply that pours forth unceasingly from the giver of all gifts. It reminds us the importance of the regular practice of prayer, of heeding the divine command, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." That quote is from the Bible, Matthew 6, verse 33. Just a side note, Mr. Yogananda uses the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita as his primary sources of study, and then retranslates them from his perspective in several pieces of literature. Seeking the kingdom. Faith in realization can be developed and strengthened by persistent practice of the presence of God through right thought, meditation, and prayer. When you affirm, "I and my Father are one," and "all things whatsoever the Father hath are mine," you should speak with conviction of experience. That consciousness of oneness has to be cultivated. You will come to know that God is right where you are at all times, and that you may call upon him with assurance whenever you so desire. Has not the Lord said, "Before they call, I will answer"? Divine promises are always kept. That quote is from Isaiah 65, verse 24. First should come understanding the law. Understanding the law. First should come realization that God is the true source of all life and all manifestation, and that he is all powerful, all wise, and everywhere present at all times. The cosmic creator is ready, willing, and eager to bestow untold blessings on man, for giving is his very nature. Man's part is to establish a conscious relationship with this omnipresent power, and to learn to recognize and to receive good when it comes to him. Human consciousness should become an unobstructed channel through which the divine intelligence may flow freely. Divine will and human will then operate in harmony to manifest whatever man may need from God's unlimited supply of health, happiness, and abundance. Doing your part. By faithfully and regularly performing your part, which is to tune in with him by right thoughts and actions, you will manifest the desired results when you seek to operate his laws, because the law is unfailing. It is your privilege as a child of God to use his laws to bring about good for yourself and others. Like the law of mathematics, the law of supply always works and always produces the same result under the same conditions. But it has to be set in operation. Getting in tune with it depends on you. Concentration is the motivating factor. Just as the law of mathematics does not of itself add or subtract or multiply, but works through man's intelligence or mind, so the law of supply does not of itself demonstrate abundance for you unless you cooperate with it by right thoughts and right actions. Be definite and persistent. Determine what you want. Be sure that what you want is right. Then go after it and persevere until you get results. Each day, practice contacting the universal source of supply through prayer and meditation until you feel the calm, peace, and joy that indicates you are in tune. Then tell the Heavenly Father your problem. Be exact and definite in your prayerful demands for His help. Be sincere and faithful in your efforts to bring about the right results. Persist in prayer and action until you have made a complete demonstration. If you are uncertain, doubtful, and changeable, you cannot accomplish your purpose. Keep your mental channel clear and your mind turned Godward. The Lord is the only power. Life, love, wisdom, joy, intelligence, and truth. You are made in His image, and His divine power is working for you and through you now. That universal power, health, energy, and joy are constantly manifesting in your body, in your mind, and in your affairs. Realize this. Accept, rejoice in, and give thanks for the good that is already yours. Right thinking. Negation acts like an insulator that inhibits the flow of God's power through you and thus causes inharmonies of body, mind, and soul. Criticism, anger, envy, suspicion, jealousy, fear, hate, doubt, laziness, worry, anxiety, thoughts of lack, and so on are all forms of negation. Watch your thoughts. Stop them from pointless wandering and make them obey you. Train your mind to think constructively at all times. A joyful attitude will carry you a long way toward the goal of bringing into your life only the good things that you desire. Changing your thought. To read, repeat, and think about some statement of truth with deep attention helps to clear away mental blocks of negation and to establish a positive attitude of mind. Repeat with deep concentration the prayer affirmation on the Horn of Plenty Bank when you make your daily deposit. Choose from the other affirmations in this leaflet the one that makes the strongest impression on your consciousness, and with one pointed attention, repeat that also. Anytime you become aware of the intrusion of negative thought, silently affirm a positive thought with deepest attention. Rather than fight negative ideas with blind denial, immediately replace the negative thought with a positive thought. Thus, you can gradually establish a new habit of thought. In time, it will become as natural for you to think positively in the right way as it may have been for you to previously think negatively and unconstructively. Change your thoughts if you wish to change your conditions, since you alone are responsible for your thoughts. Only you can change them. You will want to harbor only righteous, truthful ideas when you realize that each thought, according to its nature, creates outer as well as inner results. Gratitude and praise. Appreciation for the Lord and His gifts expands your consciousness and permits greater supply to come to you. Open your eyes to the good that you now have. Keep alert and alive to each new manifestation of His grace. Speak to the Father within and thank Him. God is with you always, and nothing can prevent your achieving success in all your right endeavors if you realize and acknowledge the divine power within you. Believe, trust, and remain steadfast until that realization is attained. Work to bring right results. Wait until you have established yourself in the joy of God communion in meditation to affirm the truths you wish to manifest in your life. Then you can go about your daily tasks knowing that the Creator is directing you, giving you power, attracting to you the right people, materials, and ideas needed to bring forth that which you rightfully claim as His child. Realize that whatever work you may be doing, it is God's work. He has created you and this world, and you have your own particular role to play in it. Do your part of thinking and acting willingly and gladly, using your God-given intelligence to solve life's problems. Then your mind may rest in the assurance that whatever your need may be, God will bring it to pass. His law always works. Instruction for using the bank. Whatever the goal for which you are saving, decide how much you wish to put aside, and make your deposit accordingly each day, crossing off a number on the back of the bank as you do so. Say the prayer of plenty and try to realize its significance just before dropping the coin into the bank. Upon wakening in the morning and before sleep at night, affirm earnestly a number of times, I and my Father are one. Affirm also, all things the Father hath are mine. Use these affirmations whenever you have a definite and legitimate purpose to fulfill. Saturate yourself with thoughts of God, of good, and of unlimited supply, until there is no room left in your mind for negation. Begin now to work for the prosperity, happiness, and self-realization that are yours by divine right. Believe in the promises made in the Bible. Meditate on them until the truths they proclaim become a part of you. The only separation that exists between you and God lies in your own thought that He is far away and inaccessible. But God is omnipresent. He is just behind your thoughts, just behind the words with which you pray. He is eternally within and around you. Your use of the Horn of Plenty Bank helps you to realize His nearness by encouraging you in the practice of right thinking and right action. Right thinking through daily affirmation of truth, and right action through daily saving from your share of God's abundance for the highest purpose, to bring spiritual benefits to yourself and others. With regular deposits, the Horn of Plenty Bank will soon be full, demonstrating your steady effort to achieve the goal of your saving. If your intention was to use it for self-realization, fellowship, lessons, self-realization, magazine, books, and recordings by Paramahansa Yogananda and other SRF publications, or to donation to Paramahansaji's work, please use the convenient form on the last page when sending your check or money order. Blah, blah, blah. As Self-Realization Fellowship is a non-profit religious organization, donations are deductible from U.S. federal and income taxes. Saving according to the laws explained in these pages yields spiritual as well as material results. As you apply in your daily life and principles outlined, may you acquire the imperishable treasure of self-realization and how your divine nature as a child of God. And then there's a little quote on the back that I'm not going to read. But that's the pamphlet. Obviously, there's a little sales pitch at the end for donations. It's a beautiful temple. It's a beautiful service they have. I enjoyed it. We all meditate for about 40 minutes at the beginning of teaching and maybe another 15 minutes at the end of teaching for every service. And it just was very useful for me to feel more connected to mindfulness, the presence of unity underlying everything. And as he said, this idea of God that is difficult to speak of because of all the resentments and preconceived notions that people have of that idea. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to pick up again tomorrow. We're going to go through more slowly. I do believe, even though there is a material focus of that pamphlet, that unity with others and ourselves can be achieved with that pamphlet alone and with the practices that it suggests. And if enough of us are able to do those tasks on a daily basis, this country can turn around and become a good place to live for our future. So with that, I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone stays mindful. And we will see you tomorrow or tonight or maybe Monday. I don't know. Usually I take Sundays off. Plus I'm way behind in my grad studies, so I'm going to get in trouble if I don't get that shit done. But we'll talk to you soon. Stay mindful, bitches.